Good evening, everyone. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Namaskara. A very warm welcome to everybody here today for a Spiral of Wisdom Satsang at the School of Ancient Wisdom. Our apologies for the slightly delayed start. There were some technical problems due to which our speaker wasn't able to join in early enough. But we made good use of that time by inviting our awareness of our own higher selves, because that is the self that is always with us. And we don't have to look anywhere else if we develop the connection with our higher self. At every point in our life, that will come to our assistance and make us a better person every day. So we have the good fortune of a very interesting speaker with us today. Let me introduce her. Her name is Gaauri Vala ji. And Gaauri ji is a deeply devoted spiritual guide and mystic, known for her unique ability to bridge the ancient wisdom of Eastern traditions with modern insights. With years of dedication as a sadhak, Gaauri ji has immersed herself in profound realms of meditation, Kundalini yoga, and mantra therapy. A journey of self-realization with her deep knowledge and experience in various disciplines such as astrology, tarot card reading, psychic life coaching, and healing therapy. As a healer, Gaauri ji guides individuals to unlock their highest potential, helping them navigate the complexities of life with a sense of clarity, balance, and inner peace. Whether it's offering insights through astrology or empowering people through psychic coaching, Gaauri ji's approach combines wisdom, compassion, and deep spiritual insight, allowing seekers to connect with their true essence, their higher selves. In addition to her work as a spiritual guide and healer, she is respected for her expertise in sacred gemstones and rudraksha, which are integral tools for spiritual protection and growth. By understanding the profound energies these sacred objects hold, Gaauri ji helps individuals tap into their transformative properties to promote healing and spiritual awakening. Her guidance empowers people to align with their higher selves. Over the years, Gaauri ji has been privileged to work with hundreds of seekers, facilitating life-changing transformations through her unique approach to spiritual healing. Whether offering one-on-one consultations or leading workshops, Gaauri ji remains a beacon of light, guiding others on their journey towards enlightenment, harmony, and inner truth. So our satsang for today is a rather interesting topic. Does astrology really work? I'm sure these are questions that we've all asked many a time. So over to you, Gaauri ji. And welcome to the School of Ancient Wisdom Satsang.
Namaskaram, everyone. Namaskaram, sir. Namaskaram, ma'am. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. Thank you. I'm glad to be here and I'm looking forward to spread some insights on today's topic. So I hope everyone is ready and excited.
Certainly.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just tell you the chronology, how the session's gonna go. First of all, I'll introduce what the astrology is and I'll address the question, the very question that we all have. Then at the end of the session, we will have question and answer session. So if anybody wants to, have some insights or have some question regarding the same, we can go ahead with that. So we shall start the topic.
Would you like us to ask you questions?
Sorry.
Gaauri ji, would you like us to ask you questions at the end, or am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
Am I audible? Yeah. So my question was, would you like us to ask if anybody gets a query, because yours is a very interesting topic, I'm sure people have a lot of questions. So would you like us to ask you questions at a certain specified interval or at the end?
Uh,
of your talk?
Yeah, so at the end of the topic, once I conclude, I will urge everyone to write down their questions, whatever they have in their mind. Please write it down. And at the end of the session, I'll take one by one all the questions.
Sure. Thank you. So people can even write on the chat window, chat box also if they have. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So I'll start the session. So, I follow Indian Vedic astrology, and that is a very profound one. We shall start with a prayer because since it's a guidance from the divine. So let's start with a little prayer, which is about inviting our gurus. Since we all had a very beautiful prayer right in the beginning, but we will also invite our gurus so that whatever knowledge that we are going to gain and that we are going to consume, that keep like stays with us and we get it in the right amount. So you can just fold your hands. You all can just fold your hands or sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes, and just listen to what I'm saying. And I would also request everyone to please turn on their camera so that I can see all your beautiful faces. And that actually gives me inspiration. So, if possible, kindly turn on the cameras. अपवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थागतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत पुण्डरीकाक्षं सभाभ्यायन्तरः शुचिः आवाहनम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुदेव नमः शांति Thank you. So, astrology really works or not? So, this universe is precisely designed. Every tiny variation, you see, even 0.01% of inaccuracy could either, cause the entire solar system to scatter or collapse into a dense mass. Yet here we are, existing in the flawless balance of creation. This level of precision strongly suggests that the presence of a creator. Such accuracy seems impossible without intentional design. Don't you all think so? The entire universe is made in such a way कि अगर gravitational force थोड़ा सा ज्यादा हो जाता तो क्या, थोड़ा सा कम हो जाता तो क्या होता? So the precision itself says that there is a creator without which this is not possible itself. And similarly, we are a tiny part of this vast solar system, surrounded and influenced by the planets and the natural world. And just as we naturally absorb values and habits from the family environment we grow up. So, the moment we come into this universe, we come into this planet Earth, we take birth, at that point of time, we don't have any kind of sanskaras in us. We are a fresh soul, maybe having kind of experience from our past life, but we are still a very fresh soul. And then as we grow, we learn. Learn from where? From our surroundings, from our family members. We learn certain language, certain insights, culture, etc. So we learn all this. And that's how our personality, our persona is designed. So it is the same principle implies in the astrology also. We are surrounded. If you have a bigger picture, just look at a bigger picture. We are a tiny particle in this planet Earth. Okay, you see, Earth is such a wide planet. It's humongous, right? And we are just a tiny drop right here. Just imagine how big is the solar system, and then just imagine how big is the universe, right? And we have multiple universes. So it itself is an explanation that we are surrounded by the planets, the 9 planets that we have in our solar system, and it does have a certain effects on us that we'll understand when we talk about planets, right? So now if someone still thinks that astrology is just a gimmick or not reliable, let's dive deeper into it. Let's understand how planets influence our day-to-day life. But before that, let's understand the meaning and origin of astrology. So, Rishi Bhrigu, known as the father of Indian astrology, compiled the Bhrigu Samhita, a foundational text in Jyotish Shastra, is also one of the Saptarishis. So the Saptarishis, if we all are aware about, we also see a kind of constellation, seven-star constellation in the sky. Do we all remember? Huh? So it has a very beautiful explanation about the origin of Saptarishis, how they came into this world, and how they meditated. So one of the Saptarishi is Rishi Bhrigu. So he compiled this text of Vedic Jyotish, and through which we understand the astrology or Jyotish Shastra. So basically, all kind of astrology. There is very Western astrology also that is also inspired from the same origin. So the basis of everything is Vedic only. If you study it deeply, you will understand the base is same. Its origin is Vedic only. Now, what is the meaning of Jyotish? Astrology, we all know. It's called in English. Now, what is the meaning of Jyotish? Jyot means light. You know, diya jalate hain hum. So it's called Jyot, means light. And Ish means Ishwar or the divine. So it's actually the guidance from the divine, the light from the divine. That's why we called it Jyotish. And now we'll understand the planets. There are 9 planets. Okay, let's start with Sun. Am I making sense? Everyone, please respond. You all are allowed to
Yes,
unmute and
very
mic.
much.
Yeah. So to be real, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the response. Okay. So yeah, let's start with Sun. So if anyone right here whose date of birth is 1, 10, so they are ruled by Sun. Okay. And let's understand what are the qualities of them. So if your Sun is strong, is have positive effects in your life, it represents name, fame, administration, power, position. Sun is represented as a king. Why as a king? Because if you look at the solar system, the sun is at the center, and entire planets revolve around the sun. Sun does not go anywhere. The planetary system revolves around it, and it gives light to everything. Right? Similarly, whoever are ruled by sun or the sun's effect is more prominent in their chart are possibly at a very good position in their career. They are possibly leaders, they are politicians, actors, you know, so they are actually ruling. So that's why we call them or we address them as kings. So that is the qualities of sun. Now you can relate how it works, and it represents soul, willpower. So why soul? Because the prime source of energy that we all have is what? Sun. Without sun we can live? No, we can't imagine a life without sun, right? So the primary source is sun. That's why it's also associated with our soul. Then it represents willpower, strength, vitality. And if you talk about relationships, it represents father. So if the relationship with your father is very good, your son is very good. And eventually you will grow in your career. But if your relationship with your father is disturbed, you will also face challenges in your career in terms of monetary gain and in terms of growth also. And then there is health. What? Internal organs like your heart is representation of sun. So these are little highlights about it. If you can just relate about it. Now, if it is bad, what happens? Health issues related to nervous systems and heart. If sun is imbalanced or not very good placed in chart, possibilities are you will have a nervous breakdown or kind of a heart disease or kind of cholesterol issues and difficulty in job career, as I said. So these are and you will also constantly struggle in terms of power and position in society. You will always want to have an authority, power, position. You want that people to recognize you, but then you will struggle to get that recognition. That's how you identify if the sun is balanced or not. Coming to the next planet, which is moon. What is moon? Beautiful planet, full of beauty. It's a representation of our emotions. So moon is everything that has to do with our emotion. So if The moon is not very best placed in your chart, chances are you will have wavering mind, indecisiveness, and a lot of emotional turbulence and imbalance, easily hurt. People can easily hurt you. So that is a representation that you need to strengthen it. Now, why I'm telling all the pros and cons? Reason, because at the end of the topic, when you will ask me the question, so I want you to understand that how it works and what are the effects. And then I'll tell you why exactly it goes hand in hand. Okay. So yeah, if it's imbalance, it will give you wavering mind, indecisiveness, and emotional imbalance. But if it's strong, it will make you a family person. It's like you're a very family oriented person, and family is your top priority. Your decision making is supreme. So it also makes you a very good leader in terms of decision making. You see, the advisors, people who are in the advisory position, who can actually give good advice to people, they are good decision makers also. Their moon is balanced. Moon is a representation of balance in life. It's also a representation of masculine and feminine energy in ourselves. So if your masculinity and femininity is in balance, it's called Ardhanareshwar also. And Shivji is also represented as Chandrasekhar. So that's how moon is represented. Now, if it's how it affects on the health, it controls all the liquid in your body. So blood flow, cough, cold, water-related issue, BP, insomnia. So if your moon is imbalanced or it's in the place in the health, chances are you will suffer with all these diseases. And the relationship it has with your mother. If you have a very beautiful relationship with your mother, you will never face problems in terms of uh, in your relationship, in terms of husband or wife. But if it's not good, then you will constantly suffer in your married life. And the third one comes to number three, which is Jupiter. And anybody who is born at 3rd, 12th, 21st, or 30th of any month is ruled by Jupiter, is governed by Jupiter. Primarily, there are other planets affecting a person's personality, but primarily Jupiter. What is Jupiter? It is the Guru. So Jupiter is also known as Guru in Vedic astrology. In English, we call it Jupiter. It's also called Brihaspati. Now, he was the Guru, the guiding angel of all the Devatas. So, you know, there is Devatas and there is Danav. If you know how our Vedas are, you would know that there are Danas and there are Devatas. So, the Guru of Devatas was Brihaspati, who was Jupiter, which is all about wisdom, knowledge. So it's the biggest of the planet in solar system also in terms of mass and shape. If you see, it's the biggest planet. So Jupiter actually controls the entire solar system, not in terms of physics, not physically like sun, but yes, if you have to get anything, you have to go to Jupiter in terms of knowledge or wisdom. That's how it works, and that is the reason best of the teachers, best of the professor or mystics, spiritual leaders and gurus are ruled by Jupiter because they have the wisdom, they have the power, the capacity to spread knowledge in the society and become better. Because Jupiter also represents purity of soul, and it's also about knowledge, wisdom, and expansion in academic knowledge, as well as a little about creativity also. So that's how and how do you know if your Jupiter is good or not? It is the relationship with your guru. So if you're not respecting the teachers, you know, unconsciously, if you're not respecting your teachers, or you are just sometimes you just randomly say bad things about your gurus or teachers, just know that Jupiter is not giving good results. How it affects your life everywhere in terms of monetary gains, money, in terms of your married or life or relationship, everywhere if it affects. If your Jupiter is not correct, you will not gain wealth, because it's a primary source of wealth and relationship both, and and somewhere health also. Why? Because without wisdom or knowledge, this entire universe will not be able to function only. That I'll come later. But just understand that Jupiter is the representation of knowledge. And then we move forward. The fourth planet we have is Rahu. You have heard about Rahu and Ketu. How many of you all have heard about Rahu and Ketu? Can you just raise your hand or maybe type in the chat box? Rahu, Ketu. Nice. You. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Rahu and Ketu were same being. Is everyone comfortable with Hindi also? Because sometimes also speak in Hindi. Everybody is comfortable with Hindi? Please
Yes.
just give it thumbs up. Okay, fine. So there's a beautiful story of Samudra Manthan where Rahu and Ketu comes in the role. We all know that Mahakumbh has just went, and Rahu and Ketu also plays a very big role in the making of this Mahakumbh Mela. So there was a Danav. Danav means an Asur. Uh, uh, and he mischievously take away the nectar, the Amrit that Dhanvantari ji came out with from the Samudra Manthan. That is a story of Samudra Manthan. So he mischievously and very secretly take away the nectar and he tried to drink it, which belonged to Devatas. But he was not allowed to do that, because of which Vishnu ji cut his head. But since he had already drank the nectar, so he became Amar. Amar means he cannot die because he already has nectar inside him. So Vishnu ji cut his head, and then since then his head is called Rahu, and the body, which is without head, it is called Ketu. So because he was Amar and he had drank the nectar, Shivji gave him a Vardhan. शिवजी ने वरदान दिया कि तुम अमर हो, और उसी वजह से उनको प्लैनेटरी सिस्टम, सोलर सिस्टम में एक प्लेस भी मिली. नाउ दे आर कॉल्ड शैडो प्लैनेट. दे आर नॉट फिजिकली विजिबल, बट इट हैज ह्यूज इफेक्ट ऑन अस एंड आवर लाइव्स. So it's called shadow planets. It's all about what goes behind the scenes. So our life is a picture. We all are the characters and we all are heroes of our pictures, right? So तो इसमें जो भी शेडो होता है ना, बिहाइंड द कैरेक्टर होता है, वो सब राहु केतु होता है. अंडरस्टैंड राहु. People born on 4th and I think the similar numbers that adds up to 4, like 13th, so they ruled by Rahu. And they are very sharp and witty personality, since they are always associated with the head. So they are always in their head, हमेशा सोचते रहते हैं. They are very sharp thinkers as well as very good strategy makers. उनकी strategies बहुत अच्छी होती है अगर राहु अच्छा है तो. Okay, so they are associated with travel also. जिनका भी राहु अच्छा है वो हमेशा ट्रैवल करेंगे. यू सी बिग बिजनेसमैन, जितने भी लोग बिजनेस करते हैं या टेक्निकल फील्ड में बहुत कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं, तो प्रोमिनेंट पर्सनैलिटीज इन टर्म्स ऑफ टेक or maybe travel industry, they are all Rahu. And if your Rahu is not good in your chart, then possibilities are you will suffer in terms of your marital life. बहुत ज्यादा मैरिटल लाइफ में सफर कराता है राहु. मैरिज के बाद आपको खुश नहीं रहने देता. So it moves clockwise. Rahu and Ketu both moves clockwise. Every other planet moves anti-clockwise. And Rahu also give you obsession. Rahu का एक ही काम है. It has only one job, to give you obsession. Now that obsession can be anything. He can give you obsession of knowledge if Guru is placed well, and he can give you obsession of material thing if Shukra is placed. So it depends on the other planetary system because it's a supportive planet. तो वो इसका एक ही काम है कि आपको ऑब्सेशन दे देगा किसी भी चीज में. अब वो ऑब्सेशन अच्छा है या बुरा है वो दूसरी चीजों से एक्सपेक्ट होता है, बट अगर अच्छा है इट कैन गिव यू द हाइट्स नो वन कैन इमेजिन. राहु इज दैट प्लैनेट. अल्टीमेट सक्सेस देता है, ऐसी सक्सेस देता है जो कोई इमेजिन भी नहीं कर सकता. ऐसी सक्सेस देता है, बट अगर बुरा है तो इतनी ही स्ट्रगल्स देगा, मतलब ये समझ लो कि जिनका भी राहु खराब है ना, दे आर ऑलमोस्ट बेगर्स, इक्वल टू बेगर्स। सो ये एक्सट्रीम प्लैनेट है। देन हाँ, और हेल्थ की अगर बात करें, देन लीकेजेस, वाटरबॉर्न डिसीज, लीवर, ये सारी चीजें राहु से रिप्रेजेंट होती है। ऑल्सो इफ यू वांट टू नो इफ योर राहु इज गुड और नॉट, देन इफ इन चाइल्डहुड if you were mischievous and you did kind of thief, वो होती है ना कि छोटी छोटी चीजों की चोरी करना पसंद है। if you would like to stole something, घर में से, सो दैट इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन कि राहु सही नहीं है तो वो लोग चोरी करते हैं। छोटे बचपन में जब होते हैं तो उन्हें कुछ ना कुछ चुरा लेना बहुत पसंद होता है, दैट इज राहु। सेकेंड, नाउ कमिंग टू द फिफ्थ, it is if you are born on the fifth of any fifth date of the any month, you are ruled by Mercury, which is Buddh. Buddh is about creativity and education. बुध जो planet है, which is also known as Mercury, अगर आप उससे रूल करते हो तो आपको अगर अच्छा है तो हाईली एजुकेटेड पर्सन बनाता है। डॉक्टर बी आर आम्बेडकर बुध से रूल करते हैं। 14th of April उनका अभी आने वाला है, उनका बर्थडे। सो अभी तक उनकी डिग्रीज को कोई टच नहीं कर पाया। ही है दैट अमाउंट ऑफ डिग्रीज कि उनके जितनी डिग्री आज तक किसी के पास नहीं है। सो दैट रिप्रेजेंट्स मर्क्यूरी, बुध। एजुकेशन में एक्सेल करते हैं वो लोग, और क्रिएटिव भी काफी होते हैं मर्क्यूरी वाले लोग। सो इफ यू हैव गुड मर्क्यूरी इन योर चार्ट, यू ऑल्सो हैव वेरी गुड कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, यू कैन बिकम द एक्सीलेंट मार्केटिंग पर्सन। तो जितने भी अच्छे बिजनेसमैन हैं who has excelled in terms of marketing, जिन्होंने अपने बिजनेस को मार्केटिंग से जीता है और ग्रो किया है, दे ऑल आर रूल्ड बाय मर्क्यूरी, और उनका बुध कहीं ना कहीं चार्ट में बहुत अच्छा प्लेस्ड होगा। इट इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड एंड एसोसिएटेड विथ योर थ्रोट चक्रा। सो व्हेन वी मेडिटेट, we also meditate according to planets. Every chakra represents a planet, and it has its beej mantras also. So it's a very positive vibe. It's a very fun loving and versatile personality. जो लोग भी बुद्ध वाले होते हैं ना, बहुत ही वर्सेटाइल होते हैं ये लोग, और वेरी फ्रेंडली एंड वेरी काइंड ऑफ एक्सट्रोवर्ट ऑल्सो। तो and they are ambivert also. So that is बुद्ध for you. It is associated with color green. अगर आपका बुद्ध अच्छा है, then you will also like greenery, keeping plants around you. आपके घर में आपको plants, greenery, nature बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, and you will be naturally attracted to the color green. That is Mercury for you. And relationship, it's denoted by siblings. आपके जो भाई बहन होते हैं वो आपकी लाइफ में बुद्ध का कारक होते हैं। सो आप ये देखना, if you are not good at education, if you are not good at taking knowledge or maybe understanding things, you will also fight with your brothers and sisters a lot. Then coming to Shukra, Venus, planet of luxury. जितनी भी लग्जरी या ग्लैमर की चीजें ना इस वर्ल्ड में, एवरीथिंग इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय वीनस। एवरीथिंग, द मोस्ट फेवरेट प्लैनेट ऑफ ऑल। पूरा बॉलीवुड वीनस पे चलता है, एंटायर बॉलीवुड। So that is Venus for you. If you want to attract luxury in your life, work on your Venus. But here is a twist. It's because generally आप किसी भी एस्ट्रोलॉजर को सुनेंगे ना तो वो यही बोलेंगे, they will always say that Venus is the planet of luxury. It is true 100%. But Venus also give highest of spirituality. बहुत ही spiritual planet है। How? जैसे मैंने बताया, बृहस्पति जो थे, गुरु प्लैनेट, जुपिटर, वो देवताओं के गुरु थे, राइट? जितने भी देव हैं उनके गुरु थे। वैसे ही शुक्र जो थे, शुक्राचार्य, वो असुरों के गुरु थे। ही वॉज द गुरु ऑफ असुर्स। सो शुक्राचार्य वॉज ऑल्सो अ शिव भक्त, ही वॉज ऑल्सो अ शिव डिवोटी, एंड बृहस्पति वॉज ऑल्सो अ शिव डिवोटी। उनकी साइकोलॉजी बहुत डिफरेंट थी, इसीलिए एक देवता के गुरु थे और एक असुरों के गुरु थे। नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड कि ये हमारी डे टू डे लाइफ में कैसे रिलेटेबल है। हम कलयुग में हैं, वी आर लिविंग इन कलयुग राइट नाउ, ठीक है? सो हियर इट इज सेड दैट द देवता एंड द असुर, will live inside the same person. जैसे हमारा सतयुग है, त्रेता है, द्वापर है ना, एंड देन कलयुग. सो सबसे पहले था कि भगवान, सॉरी, देवता और राक्षसगण अलग अलग सिस्टम में रहते थे, अलग अलग प्लैनेट्स पे रहते थे. एंड देन वो सेम प्लैनेट पे आ गए, और फिर वो सेम घर में आ गए द्वापर के टाइम पे, महाभारत. यू सी, एक ही घर में थे. और कलयुग में ये स्थिति है कि एक ही इंसान के अंदर राक्षस भी है और देवता भी है. सो दैट्स हाउ यू अंडरस्टैंड कि हमारे अंदर इक्वल लेवल पे डिजायर्स भी है. वी ऑल हैव डिजायर. ओके, आई वांट मटेरियल अपलिफ्टमेंट, दिस दैट. वी आल्सो वांटेड टू हैव काइंड of spiritual knowledge. We also want to have a higher consciousness. हमें दोनों चीजें चाहिए. If this goes in a right direction, wonderful. इससे ज्यादा बेहतर कुछ नहीं हो सकता. और वही लोग कलयुग में सक्सेसफुल होते हैं जो धर्म के रास्ते पे चल के सक्सेस को हासिल करते हैं. इफ यू आर एसोसिएटेड विथ योर धर्म, with your grounds, then only you can become successful in Kalyug, without which it is not possible. That's why it is said that Venus and Rahu both rules this Kalyug. Now, how do you know Venus is good or bad? First of all, 6th और 15th और ऐसी 24th, ये सारी dates Venus को represent करती है, which adds up to the number 6. Now, if your Venus is good, you have excellent argumental skills. No one can beat you in argument. Very powerful argumental skills. कन्विंसिंग पावर बहुत होता है इन लोगों के अंदर ना. एक नेचुरल करिश्मा होगा. ये लोग जब भी बोलेंगे तब आपको लगेगा कि बस माइक्स ड्रॉप. दे आर दैट काइंड ऑफ गुड स्पीकर. सो कैरिज्मा ही इनका, वाइब, ऑरा ही इतना अच्छा होता है कि आप मेस्मराइज हो जाते हो. दैट इज गुड वीनस फॉर यू, एंड दैट इज व्हाई बॉलीवुड इज रूल्ड बाय वीनस, बिकॉज इट्स ऑल अबाउट शो बिजनेस है ना. सो इट्स ऑल अबाउट द अपीयरेंस. दैट्स व्हाई वीनस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट राइट देयर. एंड इट्स ऑल्सो अबाउट सेक्सुअल ओरिएंटेशन. तो वीनस उस आपके मैरिटल रिलेशनशिप को भी रिप्रेजेंट करता है. अगर किसी फीमेल है, उसकी चार्ट में वीनस अच्छा नहीं है, बर्थ कंट्रोल, चाइल्ड कंसीव करने में प्रॉब्लम आएगा. दे विल ऑल्सो सफर विद पीसीओडी, पीसीओएस. सेम इन टर्म्स ऑफ मेल ऑल्सो. अगर वीनस हेल्थ में है तो इनफर्टिलिटी आता है. सो दैट्स हाउ यू आइडेंटिफाई हाउ दिस, हाउ ऑल दिस वर्क्स. इन सबका स्टोरी है. एवरीथिंग हैज अ स्टोरी कि ये जो शुक्राचार्य है वो क्यों इस चीज से एसोसिएट किए गए हैं, why it is associated with this kind of health issues, or why the other planet is associated with particular health issue. It all has stories, but we'll cover that in some other topic maybe. So yeah, and the relationship is female around you. अगर आप, कोई भी इंसान, any human being, if you don't respect the female in your house or otherwise also, if you keep telling them negative things, if you keep diminishing their grace or their worth, just understand you will never gonna get luxury in your life. You'll always suffer, and you'll always have a desire to get luxuries in your life, limitless wealth, but you'll never get it. So females are the representation of Venus. If you want to have good fortune with you, if you want to have luck, just start respecting females around you. And that's why the one who are ruled by number 6, तो वो देवी पूजक होते हैं. Any female deities, you know, any female deities like आदि शक्ति है, या लक्ष्मी जी है, सरस्वती है, कोई भी फीमेल डीटी से वो बहुत ज्यादा एसोसिएट करेंगे. That's Venus for you. Coming to Ketu, number 7. जितने भी लोग 7th को पैदा हुए हैं, 7th या 25th को, एंड ऑल्सो व्हाट इट एड्स अप टू 16th को, दे आर ऑल केतु पीपल. सो अब क्या है, केतु का सर नहीं होता. केतु डज नॉट हैव the head. As I said, Rahu has the head, Ketu does not has the head, but Ketu is considered the most spiritual planet because it doesn't has head. तो just imagine, हमारे लाइफ की ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स जो है वो कहाँ से डेवलप होती है? हमारे पेट से नहीं होती है. हेल्थ इश्यूज पेट से ही होते हैं, बट लाइफ की प्रॉब्लम्स जो है ना वो हमारे दिमाग से होती है. Every problem in our life has origin to our head. We will only think, we'll keep thinking, and that is the origin of every problem in our life. Now just imagine if you don't have the head. सर ही नहीं है आपके पास, सोचने की बात ही नहीं आती, आप सोचोगे ही नहीं, सोचोगे नहीं तो प्रॉब्लम्स ही क्रिएट नहीं होगी। अब आप सोच नहीं सकते तो क्या करोगे? यू विल बी एबल टू फील, फील कर सकते हो, है ना? सो केतु इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ फीलिंग एंड इंट्यूशन। दैट इज वाई इट इज कंसिडर्ड द हाईएस्ट प्लैनेट, बिकॉज भगवान ने क्या किया है कि उसकी जो मेन ह्यूमन का जो मेन इश्यू है वही हटा दिया, कि सोचो ही मत ना, इतना क्यों सोचना है, सोचोगे प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट करोगे, इससे अच्छा फील करो। फील करो और चीजों को इतने डीप में समझो जितना बाकी लोग नहीं समझ सकते। नॉर्मल पीपल कांट अंडरस्टैंड दैट, सो यू फील एट दैट लेवल ऑफ डेप्थ, दैट इज केतु फॉर यू। सो अगर आपके चार्ट में केतु अच्छा है बचपन से, यू विल सी फ्रॉम द चाइल्डहुड इटसेल्फ your intuition will be very powerful. You will judge people like this in fraction of seconds, and you will be correct about it. No one can defeat you in terms of intuition if Ketu is positive. And you will be naturally spiritually inclined. Whatever you do, whatever profession you are in, you will always have a kind of spiritual and material life balance, because you feel everything, you can't see. So the moment you will start to think about things, it will not work out for you. But the moment you surrender, not think, and just surrender and keep everything in the hands of God, your life can transform like anything. And that is Ketu for you. The best example of it is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Do you see him praying? No. वो प्रे नहीं करता, कुछ नहीं करता, but do you see the kind of massive success he has got? Why? उनकी लाइफ की जर्नी देखोगे तो you'll understand how Ketu plays its role. It's all about just having faith in yourself, and it's all about following your gut feeling. महेंद्र सिंह धोनी ने वही किया उनके अर्ली लाइफ में। he didn't know how he will get through it, but he knew that somehow he will get through it, so he didn't give up. He had faith, not in the Almighty, not in terms of any Devi Devta or anything, but in terms of his own self, his own gut feeling, his own intuition, कि अगर मेरे अंदर कोई फीलिंग है, मेरे अंदर कोई थॉट है, सो ये थॉट मेरे अंदर किसी रीजन की वजह से है, ऐसे ही तो नहीं होना, क्योंकि सोचना तो आता ही नहीं है वैसे भी, तो ख्याल आएगा कहाँ से, है ना? सो अगर ये है तो किसी रीजन की वजह से, और इसे चेस करो, इसे फॉलो करो, आई गो समवेयर। दैट हैपेंड विद हिम। सब आगे निकल गए, बट जब उनकी बारी आई तो उन्हें वैसा सक्सेस मिला जो कोई इमेजिन भी नहीं कर सकता था, है ना? सो दैट इज केतु फॉर यू। और केतु वाले लोग की प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स बहुत अच्छी होती है। इफ यू सी इन अ कॉर्पोरेट सेटअप में, अगर आपको देखना है कि केतु को कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करे, प्रेजेंटेशन वेरी गुड। समवन इज एबल टू ड्रेस वेल, लुक वेल, केतु। समवन इज एबल टू गिव अ नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन, केतु, वेरी गुड केतु। उनका इंट्यूशन नेचुरली स्ट्रांग होगा। एंड देन कमिंग टू आवर नेक्स्ट planet, my favorite planet, which is Shani, Saturn, जिससे सब बहुत डरते हैं। ओ माय गॉड, शनि की महादशा चल रही है, ओ माय गॉड, शनि प्लैनेट आ गया, अब तो लाइफ में पता नहीं क्या ही हो जाएगा। दैट इज सैटर्न फॉर यू। बट what we don't understand is Saturn is a planet of justice. सो जहां भी सैटर्न की स्थिति होती है ना, जहां भी सैटर्न आपके चार्ट में बैठते हैं, वहां पे वो आपको लेसन्स देना शुरू कर देते हैं, और ये कार्मिक प्लैनेट भी कहा जाता है। सो वॉट एवर यू हैव डन इन योर पास्ट लाइफ इज ऑल सैटर्न। सो वॉट एवर यू हैव टू experience in your this lifetime is Saturn. So anybody who's born on the 8th of any month, or the additional numbers like 8, what is 17th and 26th of any month is Saturn, शनि रूल्ड बाय। या आपके चार्ट में कहीं और भी अगर सैटर्न की प्लेसमेंट है, दैट ऑल्सो अफेक्ट द सैटर्न। अब होता क्या है, इनकी लाइफ ना बहुत धीरे शुरू होती है। इन्हें 30-32 साल की उम्र तक, 32 तक सक्सेस नहीं मिलता है। दे डोंट गेट सक्सेस इजीली, दे हैव टू वर्क वेरी वेरी हार्ड। Very hardworking people they are. And if you want to know if your Saturn is giving you good result or not, just to know that if you are a very dedicated and hardworking person, then your Saturn is good. But if you are lazy, you have lethargy in your body, you are gaining weight, then your Saturn is not good, and then your life will also be not good. It and it will be disturbed from all the direction, in terms of children, in terms of wealth, in terms of relationship, in terms of business. And yes, whoever are ruled by Saturn, they will always go into business. They will not like working under anybody else. They will never work. In fact, since childhood only, they have this tendency that we want to have our own business, we want to have our own work. We can't work under somebody else. That's why they make very good industrialists. All the big businessmen have very good Saturn plays in them, and kind of the people who are in stock market, who are into kind of gambling, who are into land oriented business, construction. So big people, they're all Saturn, all Saturn. It's that can only happen if your Saturn is placed good in your chart. These are risk takers and business personalities. So since I said it's karmic planet, it is also planet of justice. तो जहां भी होता है ना, सैटर्न जस्टिस करता है, आपके साथ न्याय करता है. इफ यू आर डूइंग एनीथिंग रॉन्ग, अगर आप धर्म पे नहीं चल रहे, अगेन सैटर्न इज ऑल्सो स्पिरिचुअल प्लैनेट. गुरु, केतु एंड सैटर्न, तीनों स्पिरिचुअल प्लैनेट होते हैं. ये आपको भर भर के स्पिरिचुअलिटी देते हैं. तीनों स्पिरिचुअल प्लैनेट है. तो अगर आप धर्म पे नहीं चल रहे हो, इफ यू आर डूइंग नॉट गुड टू समबडी एल्स, इंस्टेंट कर्मा. सैटर्न वाले लोगों को इंस्टेंट कर्मा मिलता है. यू नो, हैव यू हर्ड दैट सेइंग? इट सेज दैट everybody around me is doing wrong, everybody is around me is earning through wrong method, but the moment I try to do the same, God will use me to make an example, to set an example. That is Saturn. The moment they will do anything wrong, instant karma reflects them. They can't do wrong. वो लोग नहीं कर पाएंगे. अगर करेंगे भी ना, तो वो इसी लाइफ टाइम में उनको झेलना है, क्योंकि पास्ट लाइफ में वो लोग इतना कर्मा इकट्ठा करके आए, इसीलिए उनको सैटर्न मिला है. सो दैट इज अ प्लैनेट ऑफ जस्टिस. और इसीलिए ये आपको पावर भी देता है, पोजीशन भी देता है, स्पिरिचुअलिटी भी देता है, और वेल्थ भी देता है. ये सब कुछ दे देता है आपको, एवरीथिंग, नॉलेज भी देता है. दैट इज सैटर्न. And it's a planet of speculation, as I already said. And relationship wise, it's maternal and paternal uncles and brothers. So just know, अगर आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि आपका सैटर्न कैसा है और आपको सैटर्न से क्या रिजल्ट मिलने वाले हैं, जस्ट नो कि आपके मैटरनल एंड पैटर्नल अंकल्स जो हैं, उनकी लाइफ कैसी है इन जनरल, दे आर हाउ दे आर इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर लाइफ, सेटल है नहीं है, क्या है, आपको कितना सपोर्ट मिला है उनसे. So if you are getting support from their end, just know their Saturn is very good. Just walk on the path of dharma, and no one can stop you from getting success. That is Saturn for you. Now, health-wise, it's a representation of bones. Anybody who has any kind of illness related to bones, कैल्शियम की कमी हो जाना, घुटनों में दर्द होना, ये सारी चीजें Saturn. Everything is Saturn. Okay. And now coming to our last planet, which is Mars, Mangal, Mangal Dev. Now सुना होगा ना, मंगल की दशा चल रही है, आप मांगलिक हो तो शादी लेट हो सकती है. एक मांगलिक की मांगलिक से ही शादी होती है. मांगलिक दोष है. देयर इज नो मांगलिक दोष. लेट मी टेल यू, इट इज नॉट दोष. ये बस अभी अभी कहा गया है कि दोष है, बट it is a positive sign. If you are a Mangalic person, that just know it's a very good sign. Why? Mangal is a warrior. सेनापति होता है ना, तो क्या बोलते हैं सेनापति को इंग्लिश में? The commanding officer, the fighter. That is Mangal for you. So if your Mangal is placed well in your chart, and if you are a Mangalic person, being Mangalic itself means that your Mangal is very good. So power, stamina, strength, height, body, aura, personality, very good. Of a warrior, your mindset will be, you will be a headstrong personality. That is Mangal. That Mangal, if positive, Mangal will give you very good personality, height, body. So the people ruled by Mangal, which is the people born on 9th, 18th of any month, they will choose careers like in army, defense, Any police officers, anything which has to do with physical strength, martial artist, ये सब मंगल का काम होता है. फाइटिंग जरूरी नहीं है कि उसी फील्ड में जाओ, बट एनीथिंग दैट हैज टू डू विथ स्ट्रेंथ, वेदर इट इज मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ और फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ, वेयर स्ट्रेंथ कम्स, मंगल प्लेज इट्स रोल. तो दैट इज मंगल एंड इट इज अ रेड प्लेनेट. ठीक है, तो जितनी भी आप चीजें आसपास आपके हैं ना, जितनी भी लाल चीजें हैं, दैट इज ऑल्सो मंगल. आपको जानना है कि इफ योर मंगल इज गुड और नॉट. इफ यू हैव अ वेरी वीक बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर, or if you are constantly surrounded by some kind of disease, or if you can't run well, or if you feel breathlessness in the very early age only, then just know that Mangal is not good. Okay, and it also signifies anger. So if you get angry and if you start fighting, you start beating people, or you start breaking things around you, it means your Mangal is not good. The person whose Mangal is good, he will be a very calm but a destructive person also. So मंगल का गुस्सा कैसा होता है, अच्छा पॉजिटिव मंगल का गुस्सा कैसा होता है, they will never work on they will never get into useless arguments. पहले तो useless arguments में जाएंगे नहीं. If you do wrong to them, they will be calm and composed, but they will come back with a revenge. They always has a plan in hand. You know how the soldier thinks, how the सेनापति thinks. तो वो वही काम करता है कि उनका प्लानिंग होता है, प्लानिंग प्लॉटिंग करके ये लोग रिवेंज लेते हैं. अगर आपका मंगल ठीक नहीं है, यू विल स्टार्ट आर्ग्यूइंग ऑन द स्पॉट, जोर जोर से चिल्लाने लगोगे, तोड़फोड़ करने लगोगे, तो समझ लो मंगल अच्छा नहीं है. इट इफेक्ट्स इन द रिलेशनशिप, क्योंकि शादी का कारक होता है मंगल. तो जो लोग भी मांगलिक होते हैं ना, उनको एक मांगलिक से शादी करने के लिए इसीलिए कहा जाता है, सो दैट इफ द अदर पर्सन इज एंग्री और समथिंग, और इफ द अदर पर्सन इज फुल ऑफ एनर्जी, सो द सब्सिक्वेंट वन हैज देम, वो उनसे बैलेंस कर लेते हैं उनकी एनर्जी. दूसरे लोग बैलेंस नहीं कर पाते हैं. दैट इज मंगल फॉर यू. इसमें किसी को कोई क्वेश्चंस या कुछ है तो प्लीज लिख के रख ले. एंड इफ till now everybody has understood everything what I talk about, please raise your hands or give me a thumbs up so that I can move ahead with our okay. Okay, let me check you. Okay, I just read a question in the chat box. Clubbed astrology and numerology first time. Yes, indeed it is combined. So if anybody wants to write, I'll just speak. You write it down how astrology and numerology. Number 1, Sun. Number 2, Moon. Number 3, Jupiter. Number 4, Rahu. Number 5, Mercury. Number 6, Venus. Number 7, Ketu. Number 8, Shani. Number 9, Mars. That's it. That's astrology and numerology combined. Okay. Now, so how the important question, what we are here to understand, how does it exactly work? So इसे एक एग्जाम्पल के साथ समझाती हूँ मैं. Let's suppose, just an example, let's suppose you want to make a career choice. आपको एक career decision लेना है, you don't know which field you should go in, या आपको क्या काम करना चाहिए, है ना. And you have a desire, internal desire है कि I want to become a teacher, a professor, but your family says no, no, no. You have to become an engineer, or you have to go into medicine because that's the only accepted things in the society. We belong to certain family background. We can't become a professor or a teacher, you know. Or let's suppose you want to become a spiritual leader, a spiritual guide, a guru, but your family does not approve it, and then you are confused कि अब क्या करूं. Then we expect कि आपका जो करियर का हाउस है, विच इज 10th हाउस, या तो आपका जो भी रूलिंग प्लैनेट है, विच प्लैनेट इज दैट. इफ दैट प्लैनेट इज गुरु, Jupiter, then you can become a very good professor. Don't listen to what your family says, just be the professor. You will become a kind of professor that will be remembered for ages. And if you have Ketu, in your 10th house, which is a house of your career. I will come to this later. Then just become a spiritual leader because you yourself has decided to be that person. Now if you will stuck in the societal matters, then you will forever suffer. आप हमेशा सफर करते रह जाओगे. तो करियर चॉइस में इस तरह से हेल्प करता है कि आप इजीली देख सकते हो. Yes, we can confirm that. We can.
No, the question he's asking, Gauri ji, is Nazarius ji. He said,
हाँ.
date of birth. How do we get the date? I mentioned that this is date on which you were born. Like I'm born on 6th February. So the date that she's talking about is 6. Am I correct here?
What I just told you is a very basic thing. So in terms to know what I'm saying, which career path to take, I would need details, name, full name, date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. इससे कुंडली बनता है आपका. A kundali is
जी.
prepared in which there is 12 houses, and each house aspects a particular dimension of your life, and that and which planet is placed in which house, and what kind of effect it is giving. That's how you identify, right? So
Understood.
if
But so
anybody,
far,
yeah,
but so far,
sorry,
whatever you spoke about, the 9 numbers and the
yeah.
planets that rule the numbers,
Hmm.
these numbers are just our date of birth, isn't it? Those are born on
Okay.
the 6th, 15th, and 24th, for example, is number 6.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's
they
what she
are.
spoke about.
Yeah. We will take these questions. We will take these questions. Everything. They are date of birth, but it also has a certain effects on our personality also. It does has the
Okay.
effect. We are not born on the
And
particular date.
if I may ask a question, no, the question is, how do you arrive at this number? Do you just take the date or you take the entire date of birth and add
Both.
the numbers?
Both. There is something called Mulank and there is something called Bhagyank.
Okay.
Both is taken into consideration. So your destiny number or your controller, both. So I'll tell you at the end, just 2 points are remaining, and then we are taking questions only. Okay. Astrology is different. Numerology is different. If you are an expert, you can combine both. If you are just a beginner, just focus on either astrology or either numerology. But they are brother and sisters. तो दोनों भाई बहन ही है. It's just that you need to reach on a certain level to combine both. And yeah, so I was talking about how exactly it works. It gives you insights. It gives you insights in terms of what direction to take, what to do in life, how to make decision based on the chart. And there's a very interesting thing. I have just heard people asking कि अच्छा तो सब कुछ पहले से ही प्री डिजाइंड है, so who decide that? Okay, who decide what which god decides that you have a certain destiny, yeah, you have certain karma? Nobody, no god decides that. Why? There is a very good saying, कोई भी रिलीजन आप फॉलो करते हो, कुछ भी करते हो, देयर इज ओनली वन सुप्रीम गॉड. एंड वेयर डज इट रिसाइड? इट रिसाइड्स इन आवर सेल्स. आत्मा, हमारा आत्मा कारक होता है. सो आप, if you want to go to any god, you have to first turn to yourself. That's why we do meditation. Why? Because you turn to yourself first. Yes, I'm coming to prarabdha and karma theory only. So there is one supreme god who resides in us. And then coming to karma theory कि कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं. तो सबसे पहले ये समझना है हमें कि ये जो हमारा सोल का जर्नी है, दिस इज जस्ट अ बॉडी, अ फिजिकल बॉडी. वी आर गोना चेंज इन नेक्स्ट लाइफ टाइम. ओके. सो we only decide which kind of family we want to go in, which kind of partner we want to get married to, which kind of problems we want to have in our life. No God decides that. Only we decide. That's how your astrological chart is made. Coming to karma theory. Now, karma is what? The name itself signifies कि आपने previous lifetimes में या इस lifetimes में जो कुछ भी action किए हैं, karma is basically action ना. So whatever you have performed is karma. Now, according to Siddhant, if we see the Shastras, there is such a Sanchit Karma, which is your accumulated karma from all your past lives. जितनी भी आपकी past life रही है उसमें जो जो आपने किया है कर्म, that is called संचित karma. And then second one is prarabdha, which is called destiny. Now it is 60%. आपकी लाइफ में 60% जो भी चीजें होती है ना, वो आपकी डेस्टिनी है. यू कांट चेंज, यू हैव टू फेस इट. एंड हियर प्लेस दिस प्लैनेट शनि रोल. जहां भी आपका प्रारब्ध है वहां पे शनि होंगे आपकी कुंडली. जहां भी आपके प्रारब्ध एसोसिएटेड है, विच इज 60% ओनली. रिमेंबर दिस. नाउ थर्ड वन, माय फेवरेट, विच इज क्रियामान कर्म, which is about 40%. It is about present. To do anything that we do in present is called क्रियामान कर्म, और वो हमारे हाथ में होता है. So या तो हम उसे अच्छा करके हमारा फ्यूचर चेंज कर ले, उसे अच्छा बना दे, और या तो मिस्टेक्स करते जाए. वी कीप ऑन रिपीटिंग द मिस्टेक एंड डू नॉट चेंज एनीथिंग. देयर आर ऑलवेज थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ पीपल. द वन who learns from others' mistake, the second one learns from their own mistake, and the third one never learns and keeps doing mistake. So you decide which one you want to be, and accordingly your kriyaman, the 40% that is in your hand, that will be decided. And then there is agami karma, the future karma to be done. So that's how karma theory plays role, and it also reflects in your birth chart. तो आपके हाथ में कितने कर्म है और किस डायरेक्शन में है, वो सब प्लैनेट से दिखता है. कि किस डायरेक्शन में मंगल का काम करोगे, गुरु का काम करोगे, चंद्र का काम करोगे, सूर्य का काम करोगे तो लाइफ अच्छी होगी. कौन से प्लैनेट से रिलेटेड काम करोगे तो लाइफ अच्छी होगी, वो आपको दिखाता है. और प्रारब्ध कहाँ है? शनि के साथ. शनि के साथ कौन सा प्लैनेट बैठा है? एवरीथिंग इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय योर चार्ट. दैट्स हाउ दिस कर्मा थ्योरी वर्क्स. ओके, now we can take the questions. Now how do we, so would you like to take questions one by one? So I will answer them. You just allow anybody who wants to ask any kind of question, and then I'll take it one by one.
Yeah. Yes, Gauriji. What we do is we throw the floor open, and whoever has any question, they will either post it or they will come on. Unmute themselves and ask the question, and subsequently the next person will take their turn. So that's how it's done. So I'm sure many of you have questions, because this is a very oft discussed and interesting topic, especially in Bharat. So please do start. Yes,
Manoharan sir says.
I have the
You'll have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I have the same question, which is, how do we know which number is mine? Is it only the date, or is it the entire date of birth?
Sir, tell me your date of birth, please.
It's 13/7/1962.
13/7/1962.
Yeah.
Okay. 13 means 3 + 1, which is 4. Rahu.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you add the entire date of birth.
It comes to 2.
Okay. Let me add by myself. Okay. So 4 becomes your controller. Your controller means your personality. Your entire personality revolves around Rahu. And the 2, which is called your Bhagyank, which is your destiny. That is something you can't change. You can play with Rahu, which is your controller, but something that is your destiny, which is also known as your prarabdha, that you have to go through. So if you want to know if you are taking good choices in life, always see your destiny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Next question, please.
Yeah.
Pushya Nakshatra.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I have a confusion.
So as per numerology, my number is 8, which is ruled by Saturn. But my
Can you tell
nakshatra,
me your date of birth?
26/05/1974.
1974. Yeah, please go ahead. You were saying something.
Yeah, so as per numerology, I am a Saturn number 8 person. But I think my nakshatra is Pushya, which is, I think, related to Guru or something, right? So I'm a bit confused about that.
Okay, just a minute. Saturn and Ketu placed. Do you have BP? BP के issues है आपको?
No, not as yet.
Good. You have a good guru placed in your chart. So yes, about the nakshatras you were telling me.
Yeah.
साउथ इंडियन एस्ट्रोलॉजी जो होता है ना वो पूरा नक्षत्र बेस्ड होता है. नॉर्थ इंडियन एस्ट्रोलॉजी पूरा प्लैनेट बेस्ड होता है. So yes, nakshatra is also considered, and the planetary situations are also considered. But here nakshatras are considered in some different manner. तो आपकी जैसे characteristics होती है, the characteristics of your personality, the life path, the choices that you have to make, that is somewhere in South Indian astrology they consider more the nakshatras. Why? Because nakshatra is representation of what? The positions of the planets and the stars at the time of your birth. तो हाँ वो भी करेक्ट है. बट अगर आपको एकदम डीप में जाना है, इफ यू वांट टू फाइंड द कोर ऑफ सम पर्टिकुलर थिंग, नक्षत्र से आपको सारी चीजों का कोर नहीं मिलेगा. उसके लिए आपको चीजों को ब्रेक डाउन करना पड़ेगा. सो वंस यू ब्रेक डाउन, then you have to break down the planets, and that's how we understand where the core issue has. So that's how it plays a role. दोनों चीजें कंसिडर होती है, बट इफ यू आर नॉट एन एस्ट्रोलॉजर तो आपको आइडेंटिफाई कर नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग सुपर एडवांस. So you have to consult a professional astrologer only to know whether which direction or what is your question. So they will suggest you कि आपको नक्षत्र कंसिडर करना है कि क्या कंसिडर करना है.
So when you say Vedic astrology, so both the planets and the nakshatras both come into play, or like
Yes,
how is it?
100% both come into play. Nakshatra is also there. Nakshatra is what? Part of the solar system only, no? There are 27 nakshatras.
Yeah.
So 27 nakshatra is what? The time that you are born. At that point of time, what is the position of stars? What is the position of planets? And usko there can be only 27 possible positions. पूरे अपना जो सोलर सिस्टम है उसमें से पॉसिबल 27 पोजीशन ही है, एंड देयर आर कॉल्ड नक्षत्रस. सो दैट इज हाउ यू आइडेंटिफाई दैट यू आर बोर्न ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम एंड प्लेस, एंड यू आर बोर्न अंडर सर्टेन नक्षत्र, and that is a part of Vedic astrology. It's a huge part. It's just that in different part of our country, different kind of astrology is followed. And that's why some people give more importance to nakshatra and some people give more importance to planet, but both are equally important. ऐसा है.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
There's another question from Ramavani ji. Shani is is a discipline master. He basically allows you to correct. What would you say to that?
What is the question? It's a statement. What is the question?
She's making a statement. Shani is a discipline master, no? He
Yeah.
basically allows you to correct. So he's in charge of discipline, and but he also allows you to correct, even though he's very strict. I think that's the gist of the question. Is that true?
Yeah, 100%. As I said, that Shani is all about justice. It's a planet of karma and it's a planet of justice. So justice कैसे होगा? राइट एंड रॉन्ग दोनों के बीच में जस्टिस हो सकता है. देयर कैन बी जस्टिस पॉसिबल इफ देयर इज वन राइट एंड वन रॉन्ग, तो ही जस्टिस होगा ना. सब कुछ राइट है तो जस्टिस की जरूरत कहाँ है. सेकेंडली, व्हेन कर्मा कम्स देयर इज आल्सो काइंड ऑफ गुड कर्मास एंड बैड कर्मास जो अर्थ के प्लेन पे इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो ऑन अर्थ प्लेन वी कंसिडर गुड एंड बैड कर्मास. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी लिव इन ड्युअलिटी. हम ड्युअलिटी में जीते हैं, राइट? इफ देयर इज सन देयर इज मून, हवा है, पानी है, आकाश है तो धरती है, मेल है तो फीमेल है, ड्युअलिटी. सारी चीजें ऐसे ही बनती है. So that is why karma is also important, and that is why Shani allows you to improve yourself, to better yourself. There plays the प्रारब्ध and क्रियामान कर्म. प्रारब्ध तो है ही, वो तो आपको फेस करना ही है. But if you are not facing good results of Shani, for example, इफ यू आर नॉट फेसिंग गुड रिजल्ट्स ऑफ शनि, तो आपको बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आती है, फाइनेंशियल इश्यूज भी आते हैं, फैमिली भी डिस्टर्ब रहती है. पर क्या उस टाइम पे आप बिटर हो जाते हो? डू यू जनरेट बिटरनेस इनसाइड योर सेल्फ एट दैट मोमेंट of time, or do you walk on the path of dharma and still be loving and kind to the society and serve what is best to your capacity? That is Shani. If you keep doing that, Shani's results, good results will multiply. Someone just commented something. I don't know what was that.
She said normally people say that they just scare people by talking about Shani, but nobody says these things that you have said, which are very encouraging. That Shani also supports you in correcting yourself.
Yes. अभी लोगों ने क्या है, डरा के रखा है. सी, एस्ट्रोलॉजी हैज बिकम अ बिजनेस, एंड अगर आप लोगों को डराओगे नहीं तो उनसे पैसा कैसे कमाओगे? दैट्स व्हाई एस्ट्रोलॉजी हैज बिकम बिजनेस, और इसीलिए लोगों को डरा के रखते हैं. बट सी, a good sadhak can be a good astrologer. Only a good sadhak can be a good astrologer. So if someone is not a sadhak, he cannot be a good astrologer, क्योंकि उन्हें कोर तो पता ही नहीं है और वो एस्ट्रोलॉजी कर रहे हैं पैसे कमाने के लिए. जबकि there is a strict rule that you cannot charge for predictions. That's why I never charge for predictions. हाँ, आपको रेमेडीज करनी है तो उसके चार्जेस होते हैं, बट कुंडली देखने के कभी चार्ज नहीं लिए जाते ज्योतिष शास्त्र में. तो क्योंकि लोगों को बिजनेस रन करना था तो उन्होंने फियर बेस्ड एस्ट्रोलॉजी चालू कर दी. जब तक लोगों को डराएंगे नहीं तब तक पैसे कैसे कमाएंगे? सो यू गो टू एन एस्ट्रोलॉजर, सम नॉट ऑल, गो टू एन एस्ट्रोलॉजर, दे विल कीप स्कैरिंग यू. ओ माय गॉड, शनि की महादशा चल रही है, अब तो ये हो जाएगा, अब तो वो हो जाएगा. बट दे फेल टू टेल यू दैट नहीं, ये करोगे तो ये नहीं होगा, ये करना है तुम्हें, उससे नहीं होगा. वेरी सिंपल थिंग्स आर देयर, वेरी सिंपल थिंग्स, नथिंग, नो रॉकेट साइंस.
Mr. Nazarius would like to say that he's expressing his gratitude. Says,
Thank you
Gauri.
so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Yes.
Now,
Any other question?
Right. I have a question, but before I ask my question, would anybody else have any? Okay. So, my question is, Gauriji, that we've come to a very tumultuous part of history in the world. As per predictions, this April and August are supposed to be, very unusual in the sense that there'll be a lot of disturbances like tsunamis or wars. And I know all this is a cleansing process, so I'm actually looking forward to the entire period where the world's consciousness is being raised. But before that happens, there'll be a lot of shakeup. So one thing, is that true? Is this April and August, we can expect a lot of earthquakes, wars, or such kind of disturbances worldwide? Can we?
April and August, yes, marks to some kind of natural calamity, since we are in the year of Mangal. मंगल मैंने कहा ना स्ट्रेंथ का है. मंगल को अगर डीप में स्टडी करेंगे so it has a lot of qualities. So yeah, there are possibilities in April and August, but throughout the year you will also witness it. January से देख लो, it has started from January itself. It's not something new. You see plane crashes, you see forest fires, you see just now I think in Telangana, Hyderabad में वो जो forest cut कर रहे थे, and then it is stopped by the government.
And I also know that Bharat is increasingly playing a stronger role on the international scenario, and Sanatan Dharma appears to be, finding more and more purchase because it is a kind of sustainable system that includes everybody. So, what is the future like for Bharat? I mean, is this going to be a region that really is going to lead the world as far as sustainability and spirituality is concerned?
Yes. One word answer would be yes. I'll tell you why. let's not talk about only this astrological aspect, because it has a deeper understanding about it. Reason being, we are witnessing a change of a time period, rather a change of a generation. Change is always there, but now the generation is also changing very frequently. Few years ago, there was a generation gap of about 10 years, a decade or so. Now, in every 3 years, there is a generation gap in every year. So things are going on very fast paced, everything. And it's all mentioned in our Shastras when we read about Kali Yuga, that when the time of change will come, it says that in Kali Yuga, there will be destruction. No one will go towards God. People will be turned into asuras, etc., etc. All those things. But that does not mean that it will actually practically happen the way it is mentioned in the stories. Stories are there for your understanding. You need to find the deeper meaning of it. So when you find the deeper meaning of it, what you just said about Bharat, which is true, that yes, it will lead spiritually, the globe, and that is the reason the more calamities will face, the more hardships in terms of nature or in terms of economy, anything will face, the more powerful leaders will be born, the more powerful yogis will be born. You see, in the time of COVID, after the time of COVID, spirituality has boomed to another level. Yogis have come out. Whenever there is a natural calamities, best of the yogis are born. So
Very
yes,
interesting.
Bharat will lead.
So we have a lot of good things to look forward to. Definitely.
Yes, we do. We do.
Oh, that's nice. And there's one more question that I had in mind, but it slipped. So if anybody else has any more questions, please do ask now. Okay. So, oh yeah, it says over here, can problems be corrected because they talk about puja and something? What is your view on that? Ramamaniji asks.
Can problems be corrected?
Can problems be corrected? Yeah. Can problems be corrected because they talk about puja and other things? What is your view on that?
Yeah, problems, why not? When there is a problem, there is a solution. Why problems occur? Solution find करने के लिए तो problem था. If there is no problem, how do we find solution, and then how do we live a peaceful life, right? So when we talk about planetary problems, any problem related to planets, that is called remedies. So there is a remedy for everything. You follow it, and that can be corrected. Now remedy works in 3 stages. There is always tantra, mantra, and yantra. Tantra is something called puja part, yagyas, all that is tantra. By that, you can also correct your planets, which requires a lot of dedication, a lot of, discipline also. And then there is called mantra. Mantra is what? Sadhana, meditation, mantra jap. That is mantras. And then there is yantras. Yantras like Rudraksh, crystals, gemstones, you wear it. That is called yantras. Or there are physical yantras also, geometrical diagrams that you charge and then you put in your house or maybe beneath your house. So that's how it is corrected. Yes, there is a solution given for everything in our Shastras.
And one last question I had was
Hmm.
that as you just mentioned now, mantra and meditation, etc. I've heard this oftentimes being told that once you really get into the proper rhythm of chanting or meditation and you connect with your own guru inside, your higher self, all these attributes of sun signs, etc., start dropping away from you. Your karmas do get closed. Of course, you might have to go through it, but instead of breaking a leg, you might just escape with a scratch, and so on. So, does meditation have that effect on our astrological chart and our future predictions?
100%. Even I am the living example of it. Uh, you know, Astrology works until a certain stage. Until a certain stage, everything, your planet works in favor, in opposite, gives malefic and positive effects. Everything is there. But the moment your Ishta Devata comes, the moment your sadhana, your meditation comes, all planets will take a back seat. Now you are the master of your own destiny. Being a Shiv Upasak, being a Shiv Sadhak, there is a, a there's a theory that we follow कि जब शिव जहां शिव आ जाते हैं ना, वहां पे कोई ग्रह नक्षत्र काम नहीं करते, किसी का कंट्रोल नहीं है, because then he will decide what to do. So yes, it does play its role. Everything plays its role, but the moment you choose your higher consciousness, you choose to go and touch your higher self, everything will take a back seat.
That sounds absolutely wonderful, because we're all seekers here. So we know
Yeah.
the I think secret lies really in turning inward and connecting with ourselves.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very
Anything
nice.
else?
That's about it, Gauri ji. I think we're coming to the end of our session today. It was a most engrossing. You're very clear in your explanation. You're so very grounded. What is your date of birth, by the way? Curious to
Sir,
know.
to add on to it, she has a wonderful, she customizes crystals and Rudraksh.
Yeah.
That is going to be displayed in the school,
I
in the
see.
retreat. And
Yeah.
it is really awesome. And
Oh, wonderful.
the way she explains it is also fantastic. And if you look at the bracelets, it is simply
Yeah.
superb. And
Thank you.
next session is all about Rudraksh and crystals by her only next week.
Thank
Oh,
you, ma'am.
wonderful.
Thank you so
That's
much.
really nice to
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it's very nice to know. In fact, so I'm still curious, what is your date of birth? Or rather, day
Ah,
and month?
I'm ruled heavily by Guru, Jupiter.
Guru, Jupiter. Okay. Because one you
Yeah,
come across is very.
I'm born
Please.
on a portal. I'm born on a portal. 12, 12, 12.
Oh, I see. 12 So that makes you Sagittarian by English
Yeah,
astrology.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what is the connection between Indian English Western astrology and Indian astrology? Because we
West.
follow the moon sign, they follow the sun sign as a
Yeah,
prominent.
that's the only difference. They follow the sun sign, so everything related to sun. So they expect the sun's ratio. We expect the moon's ratio. That's about it. Nothing else.
So,
But yes, we have a lighter, deeper understanding. Vedic has a slightly deeper understanding, but they are more on the ground levels.
So, if I'm born on the 6th of February, so as per Western astrology, I'm Aquarius, but as per Indian, they say Tula Rasi Swati Nakshatra. So that
वो
is Tula is Libra.
मून से होता है, मून साइन से
It's
होता है.
moon.
In Vedic also,
Uh-huh.
in Vedic also, we consider both sun sign and moon sign. Moon sign consider करते हैं क्योंकि moon represents our emotions, और हमारा पूरा life हमारे emotions से ही control होता है. So that's why we give more importance to moon. Otherwise होता दोनों है. If you see Vedic astrology also, so if your sun sign is what, Aquarius,
Yes.
so in Vedic also your sun sign would be Aquarius only. But we consider moon. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think, whatever little I know of astrology, Sagittarians are generally not this grounded, and you speak in a very measured way, and you are really thinking and speaking. That is what is very apparent. You're wise beyond your years, so that is also very apparent. And
Thank,
it was really nice. In fact, you have elaborated on this in you made it very simple and easy for all of us to get it. And I think
thank you so much.
most
Yeah,
importantly, you have encouraged us to become better people and to also strive to meditate. I think that really is, the icing on the cake. And that indicates that really you're coming from a higher consciousness where you want to support people to become a better version of themselves. For that, we really thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm like grateful, lots of gratitude from my end. And whatever you said is true, but I think it comes from sadhana only. I will give all the credit to my gurus, and whatever I've developed, if at all, then I think it's a byproduct of sadhana meditation, and that's about nothing else.
Wonderful. That's so kind and
Thank you
humbling.
so much.
Most welcome. And by the way,
Thank
I'm sure we all know that humility really is, a very strong signal of a soul that is turned towards the divine, because in humility lies the strength of connection with the divine.
Yeah. Yeah. How
So I
truly
look
said. How wonderful
forward
is
to
that?
see.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to see you all again next week with a very exciting topic again. So yeah, looking forward for it. Thank you.
Most
Thank you
welcome.
so much. Have a
And
good
before
day.
and
Should I
before
sign off?
we sign,
Huh?
not
Yeah.
yet, not yet, please. We have the last Loka
Okay.
Samasta section, but before I do Loka Samasta, I would like to inform you all that we are having, after a very long time, we are having a retreat for the Satsangis at the School of Ancient Wisdom on May. When was
May
it?
3rd and 4th, sir.
Get the dates. It is
May
a
3rd
Saturday,
and 4th.
Sunday. That is on May 3rd and 4th. Okay. Yes, May 3rd and exactly May 3rd and 4th. And there will be a lot of exciting things that are happening over there, and it'll be wonderful for us to reconnect in person. So please do spread the word. We will have to kind of increase the crescendo of this as the weeks roll by. Okay. So now we come to the last section of our satsang. After this really grateful, after thanking Gauriji with a lot of gratitude, let us also do the Loka Samasta by remembering our loved ones, those in our lives who need prayers. Remember their names and what area of help they need, whether it is in the area of relationships, money, or health. And also, please do send out these vibrations to the world at large. Collective prayers are very powerful. So please sit straight with your back, neck, and head aligned. Take a nice deep breath. And let go. Observe the silence within, which is the language of the soul that connects all of us to our source. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, everybody. Till next Thursday for another exciting session with Gaauri ji. Take care and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you very much.